The pride, passion, and pageantry of college football lives here. This is the Paul Finebaum Show, Hour 4 podcast.
This might be college football heaven.
Welcome back as we continue final hour of the show, and let's check in with Jay in Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, how you doing, Paul? Love the show,
good
man.
afternoon. Thank you.
You gotta let me get this off, Paul, real quick. This come from the 2 hours, a caller from a couple hours ago. This Michigan thing, and I'm in Columbus, I hate to do this. This Michigan thing, y'all gotta stop, Paul, with this cheating stuff. Nick Saban, y'all lost the argument. Nick Saban came on TV and said Michigan did cheat to win that championship. Y'all sound like a bunch of Donald Trump fans down there when y'all lose in that SEC, man. Y'all sound like sore losers, man. Y'all gotta stop it. Y'all really do. Everybody was doing it. Nick Saban told y'all everybody was doing it. Y'all gotta leave it alone, man. They won it fair and square. They won the championship, Paul. Y'all gotta leave it alone.
Sounds fair to me, Jay. Thank you very much for the call. Johnny B is up next.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for taking my call. You know, as they're making all these rules, and Kiffin, seems to be a outside-the-box thinker, I saw on 60 Minutes and on some of these videos, they got robots that can run faster than Usain Bolt and jump higher than Michael Jordan. Have we determined it must be a human being to play sports, or are we going? Or
no,
are we going there?
No, I think it's entirely possible that we could. Let's just let AI come up with LSU's next running back.
There you go. You had a pretty good mic drop moment earlier when you said that the student-athlete thing is gone. And, everybody on here, old coaches, a lot of old players, you agree that a coach pushed you to your limits. You'd learn to be a spoke in the wheel of a team. And, you meet people that you know all your life and network with, but that's just going out the window. And, lawyers are making the most money here, and I'm sure agents are too. So I got something to throw at you. Do you ever see these lawyers or these agents ever coming up with, let's just say, some kind of a dating site or whatever, where you take very gifted people, they're on a site, and they choose to get married or whatever to produce a super athlete? Since the money is trickling down so far, so fast, it's about the only place that hadn't been tapped into. Sometimes it just seems like, well, this is a big old gal and she had this kid, we're just there. But to literally try to produce people that...
Yeah, hey, Johnny, while you were talking, I formed an LLC. Off the air, give me a call. I'll put you down for as much as you can put in there, and we'll try to get an IPO out by Monday, and we'll be billionaires.
It was my idea. There we go. Johnny B's in the house. I guess I can leave it right there, and we can just talk later about the money.
My people will call your people. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. JD is up next.
Hey, can I get in on the ground floor on that IPO?
Call Johnny B. He's in charge.
I hear you. Hey, Paul, I've been listening to people talking about these pro athletes coming back till I am sick to death of it, man. We're at week 0. We got football coming this weekend. We should be excited about that, but everybody's got a solution. Everybody's got a solution on NIL. Everybody's got a solution on this. And people are just supercilious about all this. They're just, it's crazy. They call in, they know everything. Everybody else's opinion is stupid. And we got people on spaces like that. And, I got their dumbass blocked, and then they try to come in the space that I'm in. They cry because JD got their dumbass blocked. But anyway, I'm excited about Auburn football the next week, and want Auburn to surprise some people, and we don't need the superciliousness anymore. Hell, Captain Dumbass and Stimp the Wonder Idiot don't.
Debbie is in Mississippi. Hello, Debbie.
Hey, Paul, how you doing today?
Debbie, we're doing great.
Well, listen, Paul, I've got a question. The deal is, these players that want to come from the NFL, have come from the NFL and want to come back and play college football. Now, they've left the NFL and they done come back and they're all ready to play college ball. if the SEC wins this situation, what happens to those men? They can't play college ball, and I'm sure they've lost their place in the NFL. What do they do?
Yeah, no, it's a good, somebody raised that to me earlier. So let's say this guy gets tossed out. First of all, he wasn't that desirable. I don't think the Cleveland Browns don't want him back. So he'll be hanging around. Probably get a job with the UFL when they reconvene next spring, or something like that.
Well, my next question to you is, they're not going to make the money they would make playing college ball or NFL ball if they get another job. I can assure you of that.
No.
I think they screwed the monkey because they jumped too soon. But this is another thing I wanted to ask about. This Landry, the governor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's big chump with Trump. Everybody's seen that at the Trump rallies and all that. He loves him. Well, the thing about it is this. He controls Louisiana. He controls everything in Louisiana.
Yes.
I agree with you there fully. But the thing about it is he does not control the SEC. And his president from his own college went in there and voted for these rules. If I was an attorney and I walked in a courtroom, those people would have that instilled on their brain.
Debbie, I don't know what you do, but you should become an attorney. I don't know if it's not too late. You just nailed it.
I'm gonna tell you, that right there should have just sealed it off. That would be the thing I'd put in front of the judge. I'd put it to everybody that talked about it. And my son is an attorney, but I have been told by other people, and I think it's a very big compliment, that I should have been an attorney.
Debbie, I tell you what, I don't know, it's not too late. I will go into, where are you in Mississippi?
I'm in Forest, Mississippi, podunk town of Forest. But I watch Paul Feinbaugh.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna
life.
move on from this job very soon. I'm gonna open up a law firm, and we're going to knock them dead. And we're gonna show the South how Southern lawyers operate. And you pick whatever you want. You're hired.
Okay, baby. I thank you so much. I didn't know what was going to happen to those men. I just kept thinking about it yesterday. I said, where are they going? And what about little old Mac? He got pushed down to the side for Russell. Wonder how he's feeling about that.
Well, I tell you how.
He's still going to get paid big bucks.
Yeah, I tell you what not to believe about how he feels. All the reporting that says he's fine and he's just going to put his nose down. I'm tired of reading that.
For a minute.
No, that's
BS. That boy's heartbroken.
Yeah, you better believe it.
He is heartbroken. I guarantee you. And when they pushed him aside like a dirty dish rag, I tell you what. These people in this college football are it's unpredictable. It's completely out of control. Nobody's running nothing, and I'm just having a ball watching it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Debbie, I plan on being here every day until the end of the season unless my health fails. But if it does, you're sitting right here the next day because you have earned that spot. You're the best caller we've had all day. Thank you, Debbie. You take care of yourself. Expired is calling next.
Paul, do you sense any sort of embarrassment from anybody in Louisiana or LSU or anybody you've talked to yet about the situation that's going on right now?
Well, first of all, we've only read a statement from the governor. We haven't heard anything out of this feckless president down there.
Well, I've been, getting on X and reading some stuff, and most schools want to do right. They want to do right, Paul. And there's a right and wrong to everything. And if the SEC bands together and just says, we're not doing this, we're not doing this. And
hey, Expired, let me ask you a question. You're a fan of a school that got in the SEC a couple of years ago.
Yes, sir.
If LSU wants to do this, and apparently they do, I think we could find a spot if they don't want to play. Maybe they can go. Maybe they can find a better league. You think anybody would take them after all this?
That's what I'm saying. The SEC keeps standing up and say, "Hey, you're welcome to sign that player, and he can play, but he ain't gonna play in the SEC."
No.
And all the school and we can Texas Tech their ass just like easily to say, "Hey, we're not playing y'all. We're not playing. We're not playing y'all." And that's the bottom line, Paul. Really, the conference, you can lawyer up and do everything you want, but they can't force A&M to play LSU. They can't force Texas to play LSU. If they all band together and say, "We're not playing you," yeah, it'll take a little hit on money for that school, but it'll kill LSU. So LSU, you really are, in a way, powerless. And Lane Kiffin, I said it 2 years ago, I'll say it again. You are the biggest fraud, the biggest piece of crap in the entire United States. And LSU, your governor, and all the university, you deserve each other. It's a match made in heaven.
Expired. Thank you. Listen, the biggest piece of crap in the whole United States. I mean, you're mentioning. I mean, you just gave a pardon to about 50 United States senators right there. Let's take a break. More to come. More of your phone calls right after this.
You're listening to the Paul Feinbaum Show podcast.
Just heard a lightning strike over me. I don't know if that affected. I'm glad I'm inside because the lightning strike literally hit the building I'm in, which isn't a big deal. I'm protected, but it hit us hard enough to knock the picture out for a second. Did we lose the picture? I don't even know. Wow. I don't know. Can you feel lightning inside a building? I felt it. So I'm all shook up. I-Man is up next.
Hey there, Paul. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
I tell you what, imagine that's kind of a wicked feeling. I'm sure you felt the vibrations of the concussions of all that.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, my grandfather used to tell me this story when he was a kid that they were out in the fields plowing and a storm like that came up, and one of the guys that was out there working got hit by lightning and knocked rubber boots off of him. And it was just, you hear all these stories and it's just amazing stuff. Paul, y'all were talking yesterday about Dolly Parton. I never got to see her live or anything, but, she's probably the most liked country musician out there and very talented. But, y'all was kind of brought up the deal with Porter Wagoner. I did, too, grow up watching Porter Wagoner and, when she first came on there. But a little known fact, there was 4 cats that kind of ran Nashville in the country music scene. Acuff Rose, Roy Acuff, and I think his name's Fred Rose. They had the publishing. Chet Atkins and Wagner was one of them. He was very, very powerful, and everything country music wise went through those people. And I think there was one more name, but it escapes me right now. But I love Expire's calls. I mean, what's hot and not and all that kind of thing, and excluding him. Paul, there's a lot of newer callers to the program, the last year or two. And I tell you, they got an answer for everything. I mean, you throw a scenario out there, boy, they Johnny on the fly. I mean, they right up in there and they got solutions. What were they doing, solving the world's problems before they start calling your program? They get bored with the world?
No, some of them were in charge of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, I guess so. And when that container ship got crooked and all that, I guess they needed some other stuff to do. So, we're proud to have them. No, tongue in cheek. I mean, anyway, Paul, it won't be long. We'll have first downs and second downs and third downs, and we'll be complaining about referee calls and who's doing what here in the next couple of weeks. And it sure will be nice to have some football. War Damn Eagle, Paul. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, man. Always great to hear from you. And Bash is up next.
There, Bash brother. I appreciate that. Now, let me ask you a question, Paul, going back to what we talked about yesterday. What do you know that makes Mississippi State on the road a tougher game than going to Nashville for us Alabama fans?
I think Mississippi State will be better than Vanderbilt this year.
You do? Is that what do you know that they have?
Dash, we're not talking about which team's going to be in the CFP. We're talking about which team may win 2 conference games.
You don't think Vanderbilt? They just came off a 10-2 season last year, Paul.
I do not think they're going to be very good this year.
I disagree on that completely, and not alone that.
Hey,
Paul,
Bash, you are welcome to disagree.
I know, I appreciate that. But just when I will say this, when the SEC announced in the offseason since we're going to 9 games, Paul, when they announced what each team was going to be playing, 3 teams every year, and then they alternate the other 6. When they announced that we are going to play Mississippi State every year, Paul, I was like, thank you. Thank you, SEC. That is to me, Paul, now that Vanderbilt is a competitive team. Now, let me ask you one question, though, Paul. When you and Michael Bratton and Andy Staples did that SEC documentary for Netflix, do you remember when you did the segments for the Vanderbilt-Alabama game?
It was last summer. I was there about 6 hours, and I remember being asked about it, but I don't remember much about it. I never saw that, so you're going to have to help me.
I asked you the same questions about Lane Kiffin, so now I know when you're involved with something, you're like, why do I need to see it? I was involved in it, but I will ask you this.
I have seen. It took me a while. Remember Swamp? What's the name of that movie documentary? Swamp Dog, not Swamp Dogs.
Kings of the Florida
Kings.
Yeah,
Swamp Dogs. It came out, and I said I'm not watching it. And we were, my wife and I, we were living in Charlotte. We were walking around our neighborhood, and 3 different people said, "Hey, I saw you on Netflix." I mean, I don't think these people even knew I did a show because they're North Carolina fans, they're Clemson fans, they're Virginia. So my wife watched it, and she said, "You got to watch this thing." So I finally, I would work out, and I'd watch it while I was on a treadmill. And it really was pretty interesting. So I did see that, but when what was the name of that? What was the name of the
SEC Any Given Saturday?
No, so I ended up seeing Swamp Kings, but the one that came out last summer, I was in Any Given Saturday. I was commuting, I was in transition, and I don't know why I never wanted to watch. Now I will. The Saban documentary is coming out in October. And I did sit for that for about 8 hours. I will probably let you watch it first and tell me what I need to see.
Yeah, this is the trend of that, Paul. But I will ask you one last thing about the one last year. Do you remember saying that Vanderbilt this whole time being in the SEC has been the doormat of the conference? And then Michael Bratton came in and said, that's an insult to doormats.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, answer this last question for me, Bash Brother. If Vanderbilt is not the doormats anymore, who are the doormats of the SEC conference?
So my question is, I apologize. I've really been in the middle of something this week, and I haven't been looking at social media very much. Does Bratton still have a job? Is he still on social media? Does he have a show? Because I have not seen him in a long. I saw him at Media Days, but I haven't heard his name. I have not heard his name since.
Media Days was like a month and a half ago, Paul. It wasn't that long.
So he is still employed, is what you're telling me.
I would have heard the news if Michael Bratton got fired. Someone would have called in on the show and asked you, Paul, did you hear about this? What do you think?
I thought somebody told me they let him go, and it's now the Cousin Shane show.
Now, that's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Could you imagine Cousin Shane having his own show?
By the way, I'm going to sound like one of our guys. I don't know who told me that. I can't confirm it. I can't corroborate it, but I heard it somewhere.
You heard it in your dreams, in your, sleeping at night, Paul, in the whisk of the mid-hour. Don't even get me started. That cannot be reality. But in my opinion,
by the way, I'm going to go on. I think it's true. I think Bratton is done. Cousin Shane show from now on.
I mean, no. Bratton cannot be done. If Michael Griffith still has a position, then there's no way we can get rid of Bratton. No, sir.
Okay.
Unless he picks.
I can't confirm that what you said, but I do agree with what you said. Thanks, Bash. We'll take a short break. We are coming right back.
You're listening to the Paul Feinbaum Show podcast.
We are back and here to tell you that SEC Now will come on in 27 minutes. Peter and Roman will let you know what's going on. AJ will tell you now what is happening.
There's so much happening, and it's actually unraveling by the second, Mr. Feinbaum. Hey, but let me just throw a few things out there for you. I mean, first of all, Bash, I promise he's that old nagging mother-in-law that you don't want to come to your house, and you got to have 19 bottles of wine to put up with her for 2 days to listen to her. Bash, get your sinus infection back, my friend. And then you got, I can't help but call a spade. If you're going to call it out, Feinbaum, call it out. I mean, all Lane Kiffin's done is one thing. He is the new reigning card holder of what Nick Saban left him as an inheritance. That's all. That's all. That's all he is, Paul. He's a nefarious person. Almost messed up, but
be careful. Be careful. No, we don't want to lose this call.
Riding the waves, but yeah. I mean, superstitious, nefarious. I mean, it's all under the wavelengths. Kind of like John from St. Louis. I mean, they look down their nose at people and they're just cheaters. I mean, Nick was cheating all those years. Now Lane's cheating, and they think, well, they're going to look down their nose at you and act like they're doing the right thing.
But AJ, how can you say anyone's cheating right now?
Oh, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. We'll go back to reality. And AJ, I don't know what you and Johnny and them was going to start your law firm, because AJ's law firm in Pell City, my phone's ringing off the hook. It's ringing like Nick's Lane Kiffin calling all these ineligible players over there, trying to get them to come over there, then trying to tell them to sue everybody when they can't get in there. That's the scum of the scum. Lane Kiffin, I can't even keep up with who's who because they're both the same. But Lane Kiffin's over there telling them to sue the NCAA. Well, go do that. I mean, I don't see how LSU will even put up with him, to be honest with you, and ruin their reputation, because he cares nothing about the players. His exit from Ole Miss was living proof. He's all about Lane Kiffin. He don't give a crying dime about a player, an institution, integrity at the institution, and then he picks up over there at LSU, and the way he's conducting his process now it's even just as bad, proving that he don't care. What if you was a tight end or a lineman over there and you worked your rear end off, Paul, and then he just comes in there and sticks somebody in your position? I mean, he's sorry as bat crap. And I'm going to tell you something, Lane Kiffin. You can go where you need to go, but I'm going to tell you this. We're about to stomp a mud hole in y'all's War Damn Eagles.
I'll tell you what, you think about the 16 schools in the SEC, the group that seems to be doing the most trash talking lately is Auburn. I can't wait to see if it's true, but I hear a lot from Auburn fans. Robert in Ohio is up next.
Hey, how you doing, sir? I appreciate you taking my call.
Good afternoon.
Very much respects to Dolly Parton. I heard from a friend today that she was feeling kind of down, that she heard that Dolly Parton died, and she heard a song from her, and it just kind of hit her emotions with her mother and her grandmother. I'd like to send out respects to her, but truly respects to the whole Dolly Parton family. My main thing is, and I kind of want to touch on the LSU kind of tight end situation. Where is I feel like there's so much disrespect for Gunnar Stockton right now. This man is the epitome of football. This man gives everything for his team. And I'm telling you, folks are going to see this year that Georgia I've called before and just a couple weeks ago and told you this defense is going to be like that 2021 defense, that 2022 defense. But, totally. Gunnar needs to stop getting respect. He needs to get his respect. Fully. It's kind of sad. I feel like when I turn on ESPN, they have nothing but bad things to say about my boy. Am I wrong, sir?
Well, I mean, Robert, I'm only on ESPN a limited amount of time. I have not heard that. I don't know where you're hearing that. I would like to. Can you document or cite where and who said what you're claiming that they said?
It's coming from a lot of places.
Well, Robert, I'm not concerned about a lot, but just tell me one. No, you just got through saying ESPN. Tell me one place on ESPN where someone disrespected Gunnar Stockton.
So I watched something a couple of days ago.
How about the answer? How about you 3 times now have been unable to answer me?
No, okay. My apologies. I guess I'm going a little slow. So I heard Dan Orlovsky say something about he didn't think that Gunnar Stockton can go all the way. He doesn't think that.
Well, Robert, let me give you a little bit of a heads up on how TV works. That is what's called an opinion. And then Dan Orlovsky is a former quarterback, so his opinion probably would count more than mine. He understands the position. He's evaluating, and he doesn't think Gunnar. I mean, if you rank the SEC quarterbacks, I'm just telling you what the consensus would be. Okay, most people have Trinidad Chambliss and Arch Manning 1 and 2. After that, they look at a couple of other quarterbacks like Sam Levitt or Mateer. Who am I missing here?
Absolutely no disrespect there.
So I'm just telling you, we're now down to about 5 or 6, and Gunnar Stockton probably is in that 5, 6, 7 range, maybe 5. Being ranked the 5th best quarterback in the SEC is not being disrespected.
Okay, no, and I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate you hitting me with that.
Robert, he was also preseason number 3 SEC team. I mean, I know you live in Columbus, Ohio. Maybe you're not hearing the same things that I'm hearing, but that's what I'm hearing. Thanks for the call. John is in St. Louis.
Hey, Paul. I think it's time for AJ. Remember that song by Johnny Paycheck, Paul?
Take this job?
Take this job and shove it.
Yeah, I've heard that song.
Why don't you take that stupid toupee and shove it, AJ? You don't know anything. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mike is in Atlanta. Hello, Mike.
Great, fine, Bomb. Thank you for
letting
me come on your show. You know who I am. I'm the guy that 80 years old in Atlanta, Alabama grad, and used to read you in the Post-Herald all the time.
I remember you well.
All right, sir. Now listen, this call is in jest and fun, so don't please cut me off, okay?
Not a chance.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I've done some extensive research.
Hey, Mike, can I cut you off for one to say this? I just checked the time. I'd like to hear all of your call, so why don't we pause here? We'll come back, and you can have all the time you need. We're back after this.
You're listening to the Paul Feinbaum Show podcast.
We were talking to Mike in Atlanta, and we'll continue right now. Hey, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Paul, for letting me on. Again, This call is in jest and fun, okay?
Good.
All right. I want to dedicate this call. I hope he's listening today. He might not be, to my hero, Legend. And just tell Legend, before I get into my diatribe, that Frank Sinatra and Drunky Dean have left the bar at the Sands, okay? in Vegas, all right?
That's great.
All right. Listen, I did a lot of research on Wikipedia and Ancestry.com about Johnny B. Good, okay? And also I hired a private investigator who's every bit as good as Detective Columbo, and that's what I've come up with this information, okay?
Okay.
Now, Johnny B. Good's middle initial is Idiot, and his last name is Bred, okay? B-R-E-D.
Right.
The Wikipedia says he comes from a long history of rednecks and hayseeds, and his parents were brother and sister, and they were married in Reeltown, Alabama, which is the largest trailer court in Alabama, and the internet says the largest population of inbreds in the whole state, 12 miles from Auburn. Also, it said he worked for most of his life in Gordo, Alabama, at a chicken processing plant. is a chicken plucker. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's a history of Johnny B. Okay.
Well, Mike, I tell you what, I sometimes you joke, but I don't know if I could have made it to the end of the show without getting all that pertinent information. You be well. You take care of yourself. Dylan is up next.
Just gonna respond to AJ for just a second. You know, didn't Auburn try to hire Lane Kiffin a few years ago?
Auburn thought it had hired Lane Kiffin. He technically agreed to it, and then he claims his daughter asked him not to leave.
So they were going to get Lane Kiffin, a guy that he just bashed for cheating and for just bad mouth and everything, all because he didn't come to Auburn. Well, I don't blame Lane Kiffin. I would never come to Auburn if I was in that position. I would have chose Ole Miss over Auburn any day of the week. But now, let's get to the real business here, Paul. I've got $100 if we can make it happen, a fight between John from St. Louis and AJ from Pell City. I got $100 on John from St. Louis. And let me tell you, Paul, I believe if you made it to where John couldn't listen to the Tabernacle Choir or any of the old-timey music that he listens to, he might have withdrawals that week. And I'll be honest with you, I think that old man right there could whoop AJ's ass up and down Pell City. I'm betting the farm on John from St. Louis. Paul, the dirtiest player in the game's out of here.
Elliot, the dirtiest player from Ohio, is on next.
Paul Feinbaum, the reason you're getting struck by lightning is because you agree with Elliot. I predicted the future 5 years ago, and I've been saying it all along. The biggest rivalry is between the Big Ten and the SEC. You stole my line, Paul, and I've been predicting the future for 5 years, so be careful. The lightning is just...
Well, you know, I tell you what, Elliot, you know what they always say? It's always a cliche. You said I sued you, I stole your line. Sue me. Can't wait for the lawsuit. Chris is up next in South Carolina.
Oh, I'll tell you what, my son. I'm so proud of you. I found it hard to disagree with anything with you for the last couple of days. So I thought I'd take a change for a minute and not sit here and insult you or disagree or get angry and tell you, right on, man. I agree on everything you're saying. You hitting on the money. You keep up with that, and we won't have a problem, Paul. But I kind of like it when we had eyes together. Don't worry. We got the rest of the week and a couple more days for the football season. I'll be back. But I just want to give you your props today. Your show is very great. I've been enjoying it. Sit back and listening. So I just want to tell you thank you.
Well,
you
thank
have a nice day.
You too. Larry is in Jacksonville. Good afternoon.
Paul, good evening. Good to talk to you. First time caller here.
Wonderful.
You know, when I was a kid, our living room Bible, after the book of Revelations, it was either the book of Bear Bryant or the book of Porter Wagner. I can't remember which one. But I remember that day when Porter Wagner introduced Dolly to that show. I'll never forget it. We were down at our lake place, had the TV on, and of course you just, with Daddy there, you didn't miss Porter Wagner. But God bless his soul. He passed away in September 2009, just before the season started, so he never got to see Ingram get that first Heisman for Alabama, and he didn't get to see the championship one that year. Now, my sister watched TV with me. She watched the ball game. She's a pure Alabama fan. Well, I am too. And she'd get that little Alabama elephant doll out and wave it in front of the TV when the other team was up there and put a curse on them. Now, that's what she thought. But anyway, in 2020, she was able to get to see the national championship won again when Tua threw that touchdown at the end of the game in overtime to win against Georgia. God bless Georgia. I love them to death, too. But she ended up with a kidney cancer, and it spread, and she passed away that February, so she did get to see that game. But I tell you what, I remember one time a next door neighbor came over to Daddy. He said, "Daddy," he was living in Florida at the time. He says, "Bill," he says, "you live in Florida now. Why ain't you rooting for them Gators?" And Daddy said, "You go in there and lift that mattress up. You'll find 3 yards of Alabama red shirt under that mattress."
That's great. Hey, Larry, thanks for sharing the story.
I know it's getting late.
So, well, you be well. I hope to talk to you again soon. Jake is in Texas.
Debbie not only should be a lawyer, she should be on the Supreme Court.
Yes.
She's a keeper.
She was great.
Supercilious? What the hell? Supercilious was a bit too supercilious. And it only got more supercilious from there. Smell the coffee, Paul.
Hey, Pablo, I was yesterday's last caller. I was harping on Lane.
Oh my goodness! I felt so badly. I knew we were talking to somebody in Texas. I'm talking to Jake when everybody's telling me that the story broke. So I am sorry about that.
That man, it's totally understandable. I was hating on Lane quitting, and the story dropped. The big, it all dropped, and it was a pretty good segue, actually, all things said and done. I don't like cute football coaches. I don't like Shane Beamer, Eli Drinkwitz, Lane Kiffin, or P.J. Fleck. I had to try to like Jimbo Fisher for too much time.
That was impossible.
Today's show started out all literary. Your first two callers were citing books. In this spirit, I want to quote some literature. Do you mind if I read a few lines from Kurt Vonnegut's first novel?
Oh my goodness, I love him, but Jake, we are out of time. Tomorrow, you will be the first caller I go to. I promise you.
You're listening to the Paul Feinbaum Show podcast.